Good. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is the innovation manager at Ecover, the company who cares about cleaning in a greener way. Design is part of their strategy to connect with customers and to position the brand. Their new project, Ocean Bottle, has won many design prizes. Let us listen to Mr. Domen.
Good afternoon. I'm going to tell a story about designing soap, which is a quite tough one. To start with, share some experience. I don't know what about you, if you experienced this before, but when I used to go to this, when I used to stumble upon this party with all these famous and kind of rich and famous people. And then they start talking about what they do. You have these famous artists and movie makers, famous designers, all sitting there. By accident, you stumble in one of those groups. And then, of course, the moment you feared, they look at you and ask, oh, so what do you do then for a living? And then in the beginning, I was like, yes, I make soap. And then you have this embarrassing silence a little bit from, okay, interesting. And then people try to pick up the conversation to bring something to another topic. But that's what I did. I was making soap, working for a soap company. Since then, I've been trying to upgrade that title a little bit and practice on a liner to say when I'm in these kind of meetings, when I stumble upon successful people, this is what I say now. I work for People Against Dirty, and we make soap that changes the world. And this is actually also what we do. Working for the company Ecover, the brand Ecover, we indeed now change our name into People Against Dirty, as we have now two brands, Ecover and Method, and we wanted to give our company a bit the meaning it deserves. So we want to be also against something, to be kind of set ourselves apart from the rest. And we really want to make soap that changes the world. And we realize that the soap we make will not change the world, but we hope that at least the business model we put out there, the way we make things, might contribute a little bit to a better world. But today I want to talk indeed about design and the tough challenge about combining design and soap, an everyday, fast-moving consumer good. It's not really associated a lot with design, and I think indeed it is a challenge, and it's been a challenge over the years since soap has been on the market. It's not really the most sexiest product that the category has created. So our big challenge also from the two brands, Ecover and Method, was how can we disrupt that big ugly monster you find on the shelf of those big ugly jars of soap, soap being laundry detergents, cleaners, and washing up liquid, things like that. How can we disrupt those kind of things through design thinking? And to do that, we now have two brands to take up that challenge. We have the Ecover brand, and that one I guess is mostly known here in Belgium. Bin is also a company that started in Belgium to make more sustainable soap products. And our mission there is remained true to the core. This is about learning from nature and applying the logic we find in nature through design, through innovation into our products. Whilst Method, our other brand, it's a brand we acquired in San Francisco. So it started 10 years ago in San Francisco by disrupting the category to make indeed that kind of soap more desirable, to make soap sexy. And I'll give you two cases. One of the Method, one of the Ecover brand, that more or less explains and demonstrates how we try to do things and how we do work with design in an adult category like we have. So starting with Method, and I can imagine that most of you are not familiar with the brand Method, as it's rather new here in Europe. We just launched the brand in Deleuze in Belgium. It has been in the UK for a while, but originated in San Francisco, US, and is there the fastest growing soap or detergent brand in the market, and still is worldwide. And Method entered the market indeed with that vision and looking at the shelf of cleaning products and saying, why are all these products so incredibly boring, ugly, and stupid? And especially looking at the green niche of that category, including Ecovare at the time, why do they then the eco brands in this category look even more ugly? And they used to really look like the real, how we call it, geiten wollen sokken, the woolen socks, the alternative products. So the green products looked even more uglier than the normal ones. So they disrupted the category in two ways. First, they introduced the design element in the category, and secondly, they also introduced sustainability in a very different way, in a very more modern way into the category. So just a glimpse of the products they make. This is the hand soap, but they make ecological products through using quite colorful and cheerful product experiences. And they have a very fun way of talking, fun way of doing advertising. And this is a bit how they disrupted the business. And one case I want to bring you is about the laundry category, how they introduced themselves into the laundry category, and is by looking also into consumers' home. And again, looking at that big ugly beast standing there on your washing machine, which you, especially in those pictures from the States, it's even worse. You have these big jars of laundry liquid standing on your washing machine. Often they're like 10 bottles or 20 bottles you have you gathered over the years. And they're all standing there, creating a big mess, because a lot of the time, when trying to dose the product, you can spill a little bit, and then you put the product back on your laundry machine. It gets a big mess, consuming lots of space. And part of it is that lots of those products are mostly water. Looking at laundry, cleaning, washing up to 80% of that product is just water. The rest is active ingredients, but 80% can be water. So there's a huge opportunity to just radically reduce the size of those bulky packages, but big size sells, especially in US. So that's what the category is left with. So it wouldn't be a great idea if you could now just grasp that concentration of power, leave out the water, and concentrate back into one little consumer dosage, into one little magic pill that you put in your laundry machine or dishwashing machine. Bit based on the idea of the pearls you put in your bath. So this was really the route we started with, working on these nice little pills, and we developed a way to produce them, to put detergents in these gel-like capsules, to make sure that the gel we used for the capsules was completely bio-based, biodegradable, put them into a nice packaging, and really try to get the product on the market. We had the first products produced, put them on the market, and then it was a really big failure because the capsule itself wasn't dissolving properly. It got stuck in the machine. We got complaints. We had to take the product back. So in the end, this was a big failure. We also tried to learn from that failure. So we just started again. And what else can you do to bring that one dosage of exactly the right grammage of formulation of product dispensing in your machine? Instead of making capsules, we went another direction, which is about pump systems. Trigger systems, pump systems deliver the same thing. So you just with one press on the bottle, you could have that exact dosage again. Because one major issue with up-concentrating your product would be that people overdose radically. So lots of trials and mock-ups for pump systems. We worked a lot on identifying the right pump, and in the end, that's the product we created and put on the market, which is currently still today the most concentrated laundry detergent you can find on the market. And you just easily operate it by pressing once or twice on the pump system. You immediately dose in your laundry machine, no mess. Easy dosing and lots more compact than the jugs, especially the ones we know in the States. So this is the case of the Method brand. The way we look at innovation for the Ecovare brand is a little bit different. We start from a different angle, which is indeed more the sustainability side of things. Because the Ecovare brand really emerged from that dream to reduce environmental impact. Now we know the environmental message is one hard message to bring across. It's a hard message to convince people, especially to buy a laundry detergent, because when you buy a functional product like that, it's all about, does it function, does it smell right, and really about the performance. And I'm talking about a green message is really a tough one to sell. And trying to still stay true to our design principles for our brand Ecofair. Our design principles are based on the idea of biomimicry. And biomimicry is the idea that you learn from the deeper science of nature and you implement that into your product. And this is not only about the chemistry we use, it's about the way we design bottles and the way we do business. We set up business models, we collaborate amongst each other in the company. Is really based on these principles of biomimicry. So we ask ourselves the questions continuously: how can we build products? How can we build a business that functions like an ecosystem? In the sense that when an ecosystem is put under pressure by external pressures, pressures from humans, pressure from disasters that are happening, ecosystems have the opportunity to get rid of that pressure. The ecosystem acts as a system that improves things, not makes things less bad. And currently, businesses are all about making things less bad, making things less ugly, making things less environmentally friendly, less environmentally impactful. So even as Ecofair, we're still in the business of making our products having less impact, and we want to shift that into having a positive impact with our products. So looking at packaging and design, we've been working on a lot of principles over the years in challenging the way packaging is used currently, especially in fast-moving consumer goods, which is about things like offering refill stations in store where consumers can bring back their bottle, refill it in store, things like using fully 100% recycled bottles, fully renewable bottles, and really reduce and downsize compacting our products to use less material. But looking at all these things we've been doing on packaging, plastic containers, the one thing which has become really obvious is that if you look at packaging, fast-moving consumer goods specifically, there's a big design failure in the way we currently use packaging today. Because this is what's happening. Oceans are getting full with plastics. Marine life is suffering from plastics on the ocean. We create islands of plastic in different gyres of the ocean that are out there. And this amazing fact that I've heard last week even is that if nothing radically changes by 2025, for each 3 tons of fish in the sea, there will be 1 ton of plastic. So fish have been around for billions of years in the sea. Plastics have been around for 50 years. And within that 50 years, we have for each 3 tons of fish, 1 ton of plastic that is now ending up in the ocean and is not disappearing, it's not biodegrading, it's entering into the small pieces that are eaten by the fish. Toxins are getting inside the fish's stomach, we eat the fish, so it's entering our food chain, it's destroying habitats, it's destroying ecosystems. So starting from that huge, massive problem, we'll start thinking, can we as a small company, as a small brand share, start do something about this huge problem? Can we make a difference in this area? Which is a tough challenge. So we went looking and talking to different people. In the end, we collaborated and we set up a partnership with fishing industry. And we collaborated with that fishing industry to collect plastic out of the ocean through fishing. So not fishing for regular fish, because they are already overfished our oceans. So giving them something else to do and really start fishing for plastics. And of course, this is you only do at hotspots that we identified across Europe. Hotspots where a lot of plastic gathers due to the currents. And at the same time, we incentivize fishermen to, whenever they have plastic bycatch in their nets, to keep that on the boat, and they can deliver that for free in a few harbors in our network. So from that collaboration, we gathered a few tons of plastic, ocean plastic, that we sent currently still today to one recycler that made it into smaller pellets, new material, and out of that material we created a new bottle. So we had a design challenge of how can we create, how can we bring to market such a bottle which is so full of messaging about this ocean problem. We also wanted to address the unique design of this bottle, because it was going to be a limited edition. There was a limited amount of plastic we could collect, making about 25,000 bottles. We really wanted to give that bottle also a unique design element. So we went looking into the ocean, applying our biomimicry thinking. Can we learn from nature? We went looking into the ocean to find the creatures that have the most lightweight skeletons in the ocean, which is the beautiful creature you see here. It's a radalarian. And that creature manages to float on top of the ocean without any moving parts. And it does that by creating that extremely lightweighted skeleton. And that kind of idea was implemented then onto the bottle. If you look at the bottom part here, we implemented that radalarian structure to make the bottle more strengthened. And it was then launched as a limited edition in the market. See, both these sides at the bottom were designed through using inspiration from nature and managing to save about 15% of material on a regular, everyday bottle compared to other bottles. So this is really the message we then also put out there. Look at the wonders we can learn from oceans, at the richness we have, and the importance of oceans onto our daily life, and really brought that as a message out there to make sure that people started thinking about the impact of everyday products on the ocean, specifically the plastic that is causing that huge problem for our ocean. And it's kind of conversation starter to start thinking about how can we really start tackling that big issue of ocean plastic in a more fundamental, a more systemic way. So we didn't stop there, of course. We keep on thinking about this idea of monodose, unidose. We keep on trying to solve that coating issue where we can find a coating which is fully biodegradable and deliver quite funky unidose systems inspired on pebbles, little stones, what we really wanted to launch, and really start thinking about packaging, which has radically lower impact on the environment compared to current packaging. So packaging that, this packaging, it's a paper foam packaging that can be molded, but is made from waste, potato waste, is recyclable with paper, but is also fully biodegradable. So when this product enters the ocean, at least it's a kind of nutrition element for the fish instead of a toxic element for the biodiversity. So this is what I wanted to end the story of Ecover and Method. Thank you.